Insidious The Last Key Review. Horror films that make you laugh deserve a genre of their own. A horror film ceases to be scary when the audience laughs at pivotal moments instead of gasping in unison, and such is the case with the latest installment of Insidious. Insidious, The Last Key, directed by Adam Robitel, is the stuff you watch on a sleepover with friends where you just want to make fun of the so-called horror moments. The film begins in the 1950s when the young Elise is treated brutally by her father and locked up in the basement of an old house. The jump scares of shadows looming in the background, the eerie voices of a little child build up some tension, but the film soon shifts to 2010. Now, Elise, Lynn Shay, is an old woman who works as a ghost hunter with two men, Specs, Lee Wanl, and Tucker, Angus Sampson, from the last installment, who are mainly present to provide some laughs and are vessels for some expositional dialogue. Elise gets a call from the man who now resides in the house she grew up in and decides to investigate. The old house brings up terrible memories and Elise is determined to look for the red door and get the house spirit free. Insidious, The Last Key goes from being a horror with some comic moments to showing a crazy man's obsessive behavior with locking up women. At that point, the interest drops significantly as the cat-and-mouse game between Specs and the said crazy man do not hold your attention. As with most horror films, there are unresolved issues from Elise's childhood that come back now. There's a whistle that belonged to her mother and is way too important for the ghosts of that house, and we want to believe that it has some extraordinary magical powers, but the film does not bother explaining. Insidious, The Last Key takes another leap much later into the runtime when the audience is told that one of Elise's nieces can also feel the spirit's presence. A particularly hilarious scene has Specs and Tucker trying to hypnotize the niece, and the way they do it makes you question if the makers put any thought into it. The ghost in the basement maintains a prison for all the human spirits he has captured, but unsurprisingly loses all control once the whistle is blown. The film tries too hard to give an otherworldly climax by transporting to the other side, but all it does is bring up more questions about the plot. With way too many loopholes in the story and some forced comic subplots, Insidious, The Last Key, disappoints massively. The half-hearted writing, the lazy scares, the ineffective background score and the ghosts you can always see coming make the film seem excruciatingly long even with its 100-minute runtime. The franchise has surely run its course, but looking at the last scene of this installment, we are now scared that the makers might be planning a sequel. At least, they have kept room for it.